Joining us to break it all down, attorney for Del Beccaro, Hornsby and Blake, and former California Republican Party Chair Tom Del Beccaro back with us in studio, along with Executive Director of ACLJ and member of President Trump's personal legal team, Jordan Sekulow. All right, gentlemen, great to have you here. All right, Jordan, I'm going to start with you here. Your reaction specifically to those Michael Cohen texts we heard about that John was just reading to us. Cohen is clearly not just not a credible witness, but he is a man scorned, apparently.
Yeah, and this, again, is nothing new for anybody who's followed President Trump closely, or Michael Cohen's issues with Congress and lying under oath, and his own jail time there for that. And then the statements angry about getting or not getting certain jobs based off when the president took office. And now we know even more from Keith Davidson, who was taking in these payments, that, you know, he wasn't like, to him, this was not like some high level political move. To him, this was just like, it was some kind of deal, and that President Trump may or may not have had any knowledge of it. And that's very difficult for the prosecution when you've got the main money guy, the guy who's receiving the money, can't really tie the president directly to this. And then you've got, of course, Michael Cohen complaining that he can't get the money back, but that he made this decision on his own. And, you know, you can make decisions on your own. Those can be campaign violations. That doesn't mean they were violations of the campaign law or of New York law by President Trump. It would have been Michael Cohen. And so, again, this is what the defense does when you put witnesses up like this, which we knew were coming. It's not always going to be great for the prosecution. I think that's what we're seeing today.
How do you think this goes for the former president? Because it's been, proven really that even though this trial is grabbing headlines, Americans just don't seem to care. And I'm talking about no matter what their party affiliation is.
Well, I think for politically purposes, it looks like President Trump is being persecuted. Now, for politics, while you get that kind of narrative through, and that can be important, what it is also doing, though, is keeping him off the campaign trail for the most. I mean, he gets to campaign, you know, he's going to get back on the campaign trail maybe like once a week right now. And he's hitting, you know, a couple states a week at most on Wednesdays, and then can do what he can on the weekends, when the Biden campaign has got no restrictions like that at all. And so that changes things significantly. It's even when you're trying to fundraise. But I do think that because it's in New York, and because what people are seeing is, one, do they really care because the charges are so weak, that you know, the business record charge but is that really what Alvin Bragg cares about? Or does he, as we've all kind of said, just care about tying President Trump up in a criminal case, regardless of what the jury does here, or if he wins it one day on appeal, and even because it keeps him from being the Trump we all know, which is the one who would usually be in 10 states a week.
Yeah, that's a great point. And actually, in reference to what we were just talking about, according to a PBS poll recently, the majority, 55% of Americans are polled, said they were not following the trial much or at all, versus 45% who reported that they were.
Can I add something else in here?
Sure.
It's not just election interference and that Trump can't hit the campaign trail. It dominates the news cycle. I mean, this is historic, the fact that they're doing this to him. We're not talking a lot recently about the border, about the economy.
Right. It's a look over here.
Things that bode very not well for President Biden here. So I think it's twofold. I just wanted the public to be aware of that.
Very well said. All right, Jordan Sekulow, thanks so much for joining us.